In at-home STD testing, AI platforms are starting to act like the first shortlist a buyer sees. When someone asks ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Copilot, Google AI Mode, or Google AI Overviews for the best provider, the answer can elevate a few brands and leave others sitting in neutral mention territory. That is the core business issue in this benchmark. AI discovery is becoming recommendation stage visibility. Hey, I'm Mark Huntley, founder and CEO of Sitework Studio. At Sitework Studio, we study how brands show up across Google, AI answers, and the public sources buyers trust before making decisions, and how that visibility turns into credible citations, comparisons, and recommendations. The benchmark looked at-home STD test services and direct-to-consumer health testing brands across June 2026, analyzing 1,136 observations across 3 public prompt clusters: discovery, comparison, and pricing or cost. The first key insight for at-home STD testing is concentration. Nurx leads the category with $280 million in modeled monthly AI authority value, capturing about 15% of the total $1,867 million monthly opportunity. Everlywell ranks second at $936.5 thousand. Together, Nurx and Everlywell capture 20% of the modeled monthly opportunity. That does not mean revenue, pipeline, or booked sales. These are benchmark estimates tied to recommendation opportunity, especially positive shortlist placement. The sharper lesson is that presence and recommendation are separate outcomes. Everlywell is the most visible brand overall, appearing in 62.9% of AI responses, but its valid recommendation coverage is 13.7%. myLAB box appears in 32.6% of responses, yet captures only 1.1% of the modeled monthly opportunity. STDcheck.com appears in 6.2% of responses and receives 0 ranked recommendations across all measured platforms. That difference matters commercially. A mention means the brand appeared somewhere in the AI-generated response. A valid recommendation means the brand earned positive, shortlist quality, or ranked recommendation credit. Top 3 rate and rank 1 rate add another layer because position affects buyer attention. Nurx illustrates the power of rank quality. Its valid recommendation coverage is 4.7%, but when it is recommended, its average rank is 1.83, the strongest in the market. On ChatGPT and Perplexity, its top 1 recommendation rates reach 5.9% and 8.2%. The report also shows that the pricing and cost cluster carries the highest commercial intent multiplier in the dataset. That is important because decision stage prompts are where buyers are closest to comparing options and taking action. Nurx leads this cluster with $745,000 in modeled authority value. LetsGetChecked performs its strongest here as well, which suggests AI systems associate the brand more reliably with value-conscious buyer intent than with broader discovery or comparison intent. Brands with less clear, search-visible pricing information are rarely recommended in decision stage prompts. The benchmark specifically points to priority STD testing and health testing centers as examples of brands with weak recommendation presence in this area. For executives, the implication is direct. If pricing, service scope, and comparison information are hard for AI systems to retrieve and synthesize, the brand may lose visibility at the moment of highest buyer intent. Recommendation performance also varies by platform. Nurx is strongest on ChatGPT and Perplexity. Everlywell performs best on Perplexity and Google AI Mode. LetsGetChecked shows its highest recommendation coverage on Copilot and Google AI Mode, exceeding 14% on both. That tells us AI search visibility is platform specific. A brand can look strong in one environment and weaker in another because each platform draws from a different mix of sources, retrieval systems, and answer patterns. The citation layer is the strategic layer underneath all of this. The benchmark describes a public evidence ecosystem that includes official brand websites, editorial review articles, health-focused comparison pages, consumer review platforms, directories, and general health publications. In a trust-heavy, privacy-sensitive category like at-home STD testing, AI systems appear to favor clear service descriptions, visible clinical or regulatory credibility, strong review signals, and structured pricing information. The benchmark cannot prove that any single source caused a recommendation, but the source pattern shows why citation architecture matters. For brands below the top tier, the issue is usually a mix of weak valid recommendation coverage, low top 3 presence, inconsistent prompt cluster performance, neutral framing, and thin source footprints. STDcheck.com is the clearest example. The brand name is directly tied to the category, and on Gemini it appears in 21.4% of responses. yet those appearances do not convert into ranked recommendations in the measured data. QuestDirect, health testing centers, priority STD testing, and PlushCare also show limited recommendation presence across the public clusters measured. The operational response is to improve the public evidence layer, entity consistency, service descriptions, comparison content, pricing clarity, third-party validation, and review coverage. The goal is to give AI systems stronger material to use when forming buyer shortlists. The leadership takeaway is simple. At-home STD testing brands should monitor AI-generated shortlists at the prompt level, not just raw mentions. This benchmark is point in time. AI outputs can change, and the public analysis covers only 3 of 10 total prompt clusters. But the pattern is clear enough to act on. Recommendation stage visibility is becoming a measurable competitive asset. For CEOs, CMOs, founders, and growth leaders, the work is to understand where your brand appears, where competitors are recommended instead, which sources shape the answer, and what evidence needs to be strengthened next. In at-home STD testing, the brands that win AI recommendations are the brands giving AI systems the clearest, most credible material to recommend.